Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about magical mama content. Today I'm doing a corn husk and flower wreath tutorial for fall. I love to find the cheapest materials for you so that you can make something magical at home and not have it break the bank. If you know me already, you know I'm passionate about making things from scratch and finding the cheapest materials. I love how country chic this material is, and we're really going to elevate it by making detailed, beautiful flowers in an asymmetrical pattern. Materials that you'll need: corn husks. Maybe you can get them at your local farm or the Mexican market. You'll need a wire wreath form. They sell these at the Dollar Tree. I always use pipe cleaner to tie on with, so just get a bag of pipe cleaners. And also hot glue, one piece of peach felt. You're going to need some lace for hanging your wreath, and that's going to give it that country charm. Our flowers are going to end up looking like this. I'll show you a little closer up as we do the tutorial. So in which case, you're going to need a stamen. Everything else is corn husk, felt, and dyed corn husk. We're going to also dye the corn husk pink. So you'll need something kind of fuzzy, a little like organic, faux organic material that we can cut up. Hobby Lobby has a wonderful section of little stems, and they're just like about this long, maybe 2 stems and one, for sale for like $1.50. So I would definitely shop that area of the store and find a couple things like this so that you can do a little more of a detailed stamen, like the middle section of your flower, and it's just gonna make it really elegant and pretty. And again, we're elevating the corn husk by doing these detailed flowers. Let's get crafty. Before we start attaching the corn husk, we wanna tie on our lace. So I just fold my lace in half, feed it through the top, make a little loop, and feed all of it through. Now it's attached. I'm going to tie a little knot about 2 inches high, like so, and then I'll tie a pretty bow. This adds such a nice country charm to it. And when we're all done, I'll cut this off. Now we can tie on our corn husk like so. I use the pipe cleaners to tie 2 pieces together, and I'm sort of fanning them out. And I'm attaching in 3 different sections, so there's 3 different groupings of corn husk. I might be adding more depending on if the wire is covered or not. So again, taking just a little snip of a pipe cleaner, 2 pieces of corn husk, kind of fanning them out a little bit to give them more, so there'll be more coverage. And then I'm pinching them together in the middle. Then I tie tightly around them and twist with my pipe cleaner, which gives me this fanned corn husk. I'll be layering these over the section I already have on here, which is 3 little fanned sections. So I'm going to layer it over it, bring it down as far as I can without showing the pipe cleaner up here, and tie it to the wire. I'm going to do this until it's completely full of corn husks. Like so. Actually moving a lot quicker by using 3 in the fan instead of 2, just FYI. It's coming along. See how full it is? It's gorgeous. Here it is, you guys. It's looking so good. It's very full. I love that. Right now it's still a little moist because they were wrapped up in a tight little bag and they were kind of moist. They dry out really fast and then it just starts to look really fun. It's like a real corn husk wreath. Anyway, so we don't want any pipe cleaner showing. So I'm checking it. This area needs some work, so I'm going to add a couple little fan pieces here. Again, I can wire them in and hot glue them in. There's a little showing here, so I'll tuck a couple there. But we are pretty much ready to start the flowers. I absolutely love the country style of this, so this could definitely be just its own wreath. Let's start the flowers though. So here's the flower that I made for an example, and I was imagining it asymmetrical off on the side with like 2 others that are cream with a little bit of peach in the middle. So I'm going to toy with that idea. So let's see how we feel once we make these flowers. If we feel like we need to just keep it plain, then we will, or we can add these pretty little flowers. That's going to require dyeing the petals pink with food coloring, and that I did overnight. Let's start crafting the flowers and fill in here and see how we feel about it. Let's fill in some holes. So I see like a hole here that needs work. I can see a little pipe cleaner in here, so I want to tuck one in here. And same with this, I can see the wire up top, so I want to tuck another fan piece here. I'm just going to do individual pieces now. Again, glue one in here, so get my hot glue gun out and just sort of do some touch-up work here. I like to hang it on my wreath hook while I work. So once you have your lace on there, you can just go ahead and work while it's hanging now. As we make the flowers, I like to cut the petals out of the corn husk. So I cut it into like quarters, and then I sort of shape the top to look like a real petal. Then I sort of pinch the bottom. So I have a pointed tip on the petal, and then I pinch the bottom and hot glue it to give it a little more curve and real dimension like a petal. So this flower has about 13 petals on it, and I made a little felt circle base so that I had something to glue to. So I'm going to make that little circle for the cream as well. I'm just going to keep it peach because I'll be also using peach stamen pieces in this cream flower just to incorporate the colors and bring it all together. So here's like the general shape of the flower. As I worked, I layered the husk and I was able to cut out 2 at a time. I made this little circle, just a rough little circle. You're not going to see it, so don't be a perfectionist about it. I'm going to be hot gluing and pinching these pieces together and shortening them if need be, just to get them to stick up a little bit more. So kind of tucking and gluing them in, overlapping them, and making my way to the middle section. So to make the middle of the flower, the stamen, I just have a bunch of little clippings like scraps from when I was cutting out the petals. I have the cream clippings and the pink left over. I also have these little flowers that I was talking about getting at Hobby Lobby. The flowers are done, and I'm thinking a nice little asymmetrical placement here on the side would be so pretty. So I'm just gonna glue those in place. Oh my gosh, you guys, here's how it came out. It's all finished. It looks so pretty. I love it. So here are the little flower clusters. Super detailed, pretty to have the pink and the cream mixed in with a little bit of peach. Everything just looks like pretty ruffles. I shortened the tie there for the bow with the lace. And it just looks ruffly, full, and beautiful, and very country chic. I absolutely adore it. Just gonna note one thing, when I dyed this pink, I just had like a bowl of water and I put about 10 to 15 drops of a pastel pink food coloring inside. I let it soak for one night and then I let it dry on paper towels, and I put like 4 pieces in, and it turned pink right away. It was like very pretty, and it's keeping its color really nicely. So that's one way you could add color to the wreath. Thank you for making your fall wreath with me. I hope that you ended up loving what you came up with. Maybe you tweaked it a little bit and did something unique in your own design, and that's so encouraged. Be sure to share your wreath in the comments so that I can keep up with you and see how I inspired you and see how it came out. Thanks for being here. See you next time.